Starting in child's pose, knees out wide, toes touch, and arms extending out in front. Just allowing the hips to be heavy and starting to find your breath. Inhales filling up and exhales letting go. Just take this time, shift away from your day, from the outside world, and just arriving right here on your mat in the present moment. We'll find a side body stretch, walking the hands over towards the right until you feel stretch along the left side. To deepen, take the left hand over the right, keeping the left hip heavy, breathing into the left lung. Coming back in through center, and then walking the arms over towards the left, finding a side body stretch along the right side. Option to take the right hand over the left, sinking the right hip back, breathing into the right side, the right lung, and softening, letting go. Coming back in through center and pause here, taking a breath in and a breath out. We'll meet in tabletop position. In tabletop, we'll move through cat-cow. On the inhale, dropping the belly, gazing up. On the exhale, cat, press the earth, round the spine. Inhale, cow pose, belly drops, heart lifts. And exhales, cat, arching the spine, gazing towards the belly. Just connecting breath and movement. And feel free to bring any organic movement into the body. You can move the hips side to side. Just taking this time to explore your body and really tuning in to what you need in your practice for today. Coming back to a neutral tabletop position. Extend the right leg back, lifting up to hip height, keep the hips square. Option to reach the left fingertips forward. You can stay here, working on balance, or for a quad stretch, bend the right knee and reach the left hand back, taking a hold of the foot, kicking the foot into the hand. Keep the heart lifted. And then gently release without slingshotting forward. Lower the hand, lower the knee. Second side, left leg extends back, energy through the heel. Right hand reaches forward. You can stay here, perfect place to be, or bending the left knee, reach the right hand back, taking a hold of the foot if it's accessible, kicking the foot into the hand. One more breath, and then release. Coming into downward facing dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Take a few moments here, walk it out. Just really tuning into how the back of the legs are feeling, hamstrings and calves. Gliding the shoulder blades down the back and reaching the chest towards the thighs. Reaching the right leg high, scorpion, bend the knee and open the hip. Take a few moments here. You can roll out the ankle or draw circles with the knee. Keep the right shoulder in line with the left. Then coming back to center, we'll step into runner's lunge, right foot outside of the right hand. Dropping the back knee to the ground and untuck the toes. You can stay up on the hands or start to lower to the forearms. Finding a stretch in the left hip flexor and psoas. Relaxing the head and neck. You can stay here or to add a quad stretch. Press into the left hand, right hand reaches back, bending the left knee, take a hold of the foot. Allow the hips to sink down, keep the heart lifted. And then gently release, hands to the inside of the foot, stepping it back to high plank, and then back into down dog. Second side. Left leg high, We'll come into scorpion. Bend the knee and open the hip. Find some movement again, just waking up the hip space. Come back through center, runner's lunge. Step the left foot outside of the left hand. Drop the right knee, untuck the toes. See if you can take the same layer, maybe releasing hands to a block or to the forearms. Breathing into the right hip flexor, the right psoas. Soften on the exhales. If you did so earlier, adding on, right hand roots, left hand reaches back. Take a hold of the foot. Sinking the hips down, keeping the chest lifted. Gently release, hands to the inside of the foot. Step back to high plank, and then back to downward facing dog. Bringing the gaze towards the hands, stepping forward into ragdoll, feet hip-width distance, bend into the knees, and reaching for opposite elbows. Just gently rocking side to side. Allow the torso, head, and neck to be heavy. Any stress, any tension rolling off the shoulders, away from your mat. Release the hands down. Take the left hand to the center of the mat or to a block. Bending the left knee, reach the right hand high. You'll feel a stretch on the outside of the right leg and hip. You can stay here or take a half bind, releasing the right hand to the low back. Gently spin the heart up. And then release, switching it out, right hand roots, bend the right knee, left hand reaches high. Take the same variation that you did on the other side. Keeping the spine long, the left shoulder softens down and back. And then release. Toe heel the feet back together. Taking your time, we'll roll up to standing. Head and neck is last to rise. At the top, bringing the shoulders towards the ears and then down the back. Couple times. Bringing the hands to heart center, Samastihiti. Feel the feet rooted, the eyes closed, or a soft gaze. Take a deep breath in and a cleansing breath out. Release the arms down by the sides, eyes open, arms overhead, palms face in, shoulders soften down the back. Gentle back bend, cactus the arms, elbows in line with shoulders open across the chest. Reach the arms back overhead, and then forward fold, hinging from the hips, leading with the chest. Fold all the way down. Hang heavy at the bottom. We'll find a halfway lift, flat back, hands to the shins, ground, or thighs. Heart reaching forward, tailbone lengthening back, belly pulled up and in. Release, fold back in. With a flat back, rise all the way up to standing, sweep the arms overhead. Bring the palms to touch, hands come into heart center. Releasing the arms back down. Inhale, expand up, mountain pose. And exhale, cactus the arms, gentle back bend. Inhale, reach the arms back overhead. With a flat back, forward fold, diving down. Find a halfway lift. Inhale. Lengthen, and on your exhale, folding back in. One last time, flat back, inhale, arms floating overhead, and exhale, drawing the hands into heart center. Releasing the arms down, inhale, expanding up. Exhale, back bend, deepest one yet. Inhale, reach. And exhale, forward fold, diving it down, leading with the heart. Inhale, find a halfway lift. This time, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Dropping the knees down to the ground, modified chaturanga. Lower all the way down to the belly. Baby cobra, head, chest, shoulders lifts up, little weight in the hands, back of the neck long, lower down. Pressing into the hands, send the hips back towards the heels, tuck the toes, down dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Reaching your right leg high, pause here, toes pointing down, and keeping the right hip square with the left. And then stepping it through, you use your core, low lunge to low lunge twist. The left hand roots down, reach the right hand up towards the sky. Now you can drop the back knee down for more stability, or option to take a half bind. Keep length in the spine, gently spinning the heart up towards the sky. And then release the hands to the ground, crescent lunge, arms reaching overhead. Option to bring them to the hips for a moment, hugging the right hip back and the left hip forward. Maybe a soft bend in the back knee to help lengthen the tailbone down, pull the belly up and in. We'll be finding a twist, so reaching the right hand down and back, twisting towards the right. Opening across the chest, keeping the shoulders plugged in and energy through the fingertips. Coming back in through center, crescent lunge, arms reach overhead, and then warrior two, open up. Back heel spins down, nice deep bend in the front knee. Bringing the gaze just past the front hand, find your drishti, your point of focus. Where are you directing your energy? Can you find this place between effort and ease? Reverse your warrior, flip the right palm, reaching up and back. Now a little weight in the back hand, or taking a half bind. Left hand to the low back or the right hip crease. Sink deep into the right quad. When you're ready, planting the hands, high to low plank or your variation. From high plank, shifting slightly forward, lower halfway down, keeping the elbows in. On your inhale, upward facing dog, breathing here, tops of feet on the ground, thighs and knees lift up. On your exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Take a breath in and a breath out. We'll move through the second side, left leg high, toes point down, spinning the left inner thigh up towards the sky. Using your core, stepping through to low lunge. Low lunge twist, the right hand roots down, reach the left fingertips towards the sky. Option to drop the back knee to the ground or take a half bind. Keep reaching the crown of the head towards the front of the room and gently spinning the left shoulder down and back. And then gently release, crescent lunge, rising up with stability, arms come overhead. We're taking a moment to bring the hands to the hips, helping to square them forward. Feel as if you're scissoring the inner thighs towards each other, and then lifting up through the side waist, and draw your low ribs in. We'll find a twist, sweeping the left arm down and back, twisting towards your left. Keeping the shoulders directly over the hips, open across the heart space, and then opening up to crescent lunge, and then warrior two, back heel spins down. Making sure the shoulders are directly over the hips, you're not reaching too far forward or too far back. Soften in the shoulders. Reverse your warrior, reach up and back. Little weight in the back hand or finding a half bind. lifting up through the left side waist. Sink deep into the left thigh. And then plant the hands, chaturanga, high to low plank. Option to skip it. On your inhale, upward facing dog. And on your exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take one more full breath cycle here. Bring your gaze towards the top of your mat and then step or lightly hop. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold back in. With a flat back, rise all the way up, arms float overhead. On your exhale, gentle back bend, cactus the arms, shine the heart forward. Inhale, reach, and exhale, forward fold, dive it straight back down. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate your spine. And exhale, plant the hands, high to low plank. Lower halfway down. Inhale, up dog. And on your exhale, returning to down dog. We'll flow breath to movement. If you need to slow it down, that's okay. Inhale, reach your right leg high. And on your exhale, step it through, low lunge. Low lunge twist, left hand roots down. On the inhale, reach the arm up. Pause for a breath. Releasing the right hand down. On your inhale, crescent lunge, reach the arms overhead. On your exhale, twist towards the right. Breath in and breath out. On your next inhale, return to crescent. And exhale, warrior two, open up. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. On your exhale, flow it through. Option, float the right foot, ekapada, for an added challenge. Downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Second side. Inhale your left leg high, and on your exhale, step it through. Use your core. Low lunge twist, right hand roots. On your inhale, reach up. Pause for a full breath here. Releasing the left hand down. On your inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. On your exhale, twisting towards the left. Left arm sweeps down and back. Breath in and breath out. On your next inhale, crescent lunge. On your exhale, warrior two, open up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, flow it through. Option, float your left foot this time. We'll meet back in down dog. Take a nice deep inhale. And a cleansing open mouth exhale. Dropping your knees to the ground, we'll come into a seated position. Keeping the knees bent, coming into seated figure four. So the right ankle to the left thigh. Now you can always come onto your back if this bothers your knee at all. Hands behind you, fingertips pointing forward. Pressing up into reverse tabletop. Take a few rounds of breath. Breathing into the outer right hip and glute. And then lower down. Switching out. Left ankle to the right thigh. Knee pressing forward. You can draw the right heel closer in. Heart stays lifted. And when you're ready, pressing into the hands, into the right foot, reverse tabletop. Couple rounds of breath. And then slowly lowering back down, unwind the legs. We'll come into Malasana squat. Feet to the outside edges of the mat, heels and toes out. If you have a block, option to place it underneath you. Hands to heart center. Eyes are closed or a soft gaze. Just coming back to your center, back to that place where you feel grounded. Keeping the heart lifted and the shoulders down and back. Allowing yourself this moment of pause, this moment of breath. Gently release, hands to the ground, lift the hips, and then toe heel the feet back together. With a flat back, rise all the way up to standing, arms float overhead. And exhale, hands come into heart center. Pause here, deep breath in, and audible exhale out. We'll come into standing figure 4, root down through the right foot. Draw the left knee up, flexing through the foot. Keep the core tight. You can stay here for layer 1 or layer 2, the left ankle to the right thigh. Start to sit the hips back. Keep the chest lifted. Find one point of focus. Stay there, or bring the elbows down towards the shin to deepen. Layer 3, reaching towards the ankle. Breathing into the outer left hip and glute. With stability, slowly rise back up. Keep the left knee lifted. And then we're going to slowly step back with control into crescent lunge. You can always touch the toes down early, but see if you can float them for a moment. We'll reach the arms back overhead. Find your stability, twisting towards the right. You can hold here, or we'll move into exalted. Right hand to the back of the left thigh. And then reaching the left fingertips towards the ceiling. Option to gaze up. Keep the heart lifted. And then take your time, open up warrior 2, back heel spins down. Star pose, straighten the legs, heels in, toes out, arms reach overhead, and exhale, horse sit low. On the inhale, expand. And exhale, drawing the energy in. Once more, inhale, reach. Exhale, horse. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes in, parallel the feet, prasarita. Extend the arms out, forward fold. Hands to the ground, to a block, or reaching the hands towards the ankles. Shifting the weight forward into the toes, relax the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to come into Skandasana, turn the left toes to point out and start to bend into the left knee, lowering the hips down. Now you can always keep the hips higher up or bringing a block or a blanket underneath you for more support. So opening in the hips. Keeping the heart lifted, either hands to heart center or to the ground. We're going to walk it forward, bending into the right knee this time. Flexing through the left foot. Just a couple rounds of breath here. Remember, it's not a practice of force, so find the layer where you get the most benefits. One more time, bending into the left knee, walking over. And then bending into the right knee. Release the hands to the ground and square the hips to the front for low lunge. We'll step back into high plank, either flow through chaturanga or go straight back into downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in and a cleansing open mouth exhale. We'll move through the second side, bringing the gaze towards the hands. Find your way to the top of your mat. On your inhale, halfway lift, find length. On your exhale, fold back in. With a flat back, rise up, reach up, And exhale, hands to heart center. Draw the energy in. Take a nice breath in and full breath out. This time, root down through the left foot. Draw the right knee up to hip height. This is layer 1. You can focus on balance. Layer 2, standing figure 4, right ankle to the left thigh, sitting the hips back, keeping the chest lifted. Layer 2, bringing the elbows in towards the shin. Or layer 3, reaching the hands towards the ankle. Remember, this is a hip opener, so we're still focusing on that stretch in the outer right hip and glute. Take your time with control, rise back up, see if you can keep the right knee lifted, and then slowly, with control, step it back to crescent lunge. Feel grounded and rooted from the feet. We'll twist to the left, left arm sweeps down and back. You can stay here, or move into exalted, the left hand to the back of the right thigh. The right hand reaches towards the sky. Maybe bring your gaze up towards the hand. Heart stays lifted. This is also a back bend. And then warrior 2, open it up. Straighten the legs, star pose, heels in, toes out, and exhale, horse sit low. Once again, inhale, reach up, and exhale, horse, shoulders stay over the hips. One more time, inhale, expand, and exhale, sit low. Straighten the legs, turn the toes in, parallel the feet, prasarita, extend the arms out, and forward fold. Release the hands down. Find your layer, sending the breath into the back of the legs, shoulders away from the ears. We'll move through Skandasana one more time. Turn the right toes towards the back, bending into the right knee. You can stay higher up like I'm doing, or hands to the ground. Start to lower the hips. Option to grab your block or a blanket. Hands come to heart center, focusing on the breath. Releasing the hands to the ground. We're going to make our way into the second side, bending into the left knee, flexing through the right foot. Keep the chest lifted, the shoulders soften down and back. We'll move through one more time. Maybe this time you can see if you can do it without the hands on the ground. And then bending back into the left knee, hands release down, walk it forward to low lunge. We'll step back into high plank, either flow through a vinyasa or going straight back to down dog. Take a nice full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. We'll be coming into scorpion, extending the right leg up towards the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. Now you can stay here or take wild thing, releasing the right foot to the ground behind you, lifting the hips, keep the left leg straight, feel an opening in the heart, pressing the earth away. Take your time, use your core, keep the leg lifted, come back in through center, half pigeon, right knee, right wrist, shin to the ground. Keep the weight centered, the hips square. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable in your body, please take supine figure 4 on your back. Also, if the right hip is lifting up, slide a block or a blanket underneath. Press into the hands, lift the heart, and then start to lower down, sleeping pigeon. Relaxing the head and neck. Breathing into any resistance in your body or in your mind. Just allowing yourself to soften deeper on your exhales. Take one more full breath cycle here. And then slowly pressing into the hands, rising up, sending the hips towards the right, swing the left leg forward. We'll move into a seated twist. Keep the right knee up. Layer 1, left leg stays extended. Layer 2, cross the right foot over. Layer 3, draw the left heel in towards the right hip, twisting towards the right. Right fingertips just at the base of the spine. On the inhales, finding length. On the exhales, twisting. Keep the heart lifted and the shoulders soft. And then gently release, counter twist to the left. Take a breath in and a breath out. Gently unwind. Coming back into downward facing dog for the second side. Lift your left leg high, scorpion, bend the knee, open the hip. Stay here or flip your dog. Slowly release the left foot down. Lift the hips, press the earth away, keeping the right leg straight. With control, use your core, come back through center, keep the leg lifted. Half pigeon, left knee, left wrist, shin to the ground, weight is centered. And see if you can take the same layer that you did on the other side. Lowering down to the forearms or all the way down to the earth. And just noticing, observing what's going on in the present moment. Where do you feel sensation? Are your thoughts pulling you to the past or to the future? Can you just stay right here with the breath, with the sensations in your body? Take your time, slowly press up, send the hips towards the left, and swing the right leg forward. Keep the left knee bent. Layer 1. Layer 2, cross the left foot over. Layer 3, the right heel comes in towards the left hip. Keep the weight centered. Sit tall, and then twisting towards the left. Reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And on your exhales, gently twisting from the torso. Maybe walking the chin a little further back. And then gently release, counter twist over towards the right. Take a breath in and a breath out. Come back through center, gently unwind. Extend the legs forward for seated forward fold. Sit tall, reach your arms overhead. Hinging from the hips, start to reach forward, keeping the spine long. Wherever the hands land is okay. On the inhales, reaching the chest forward. And on your exhales, deepening. You can always have a micro bend in the knees if the hamstrings feel tight. Keep the breath steady and even. Take your time, slowly rise back up. We'll lower all the way down onto our backs, coming into bridge. Feet to the ground, hip width distance, heels in towards the glutes. Pressing into the feet, lift your hips up towards the sky. Press the earth away, squeeze the glutes. Option to take the hands, shimming the shoulders underneath and interlacing hands behind the low back. Relax the muscles in the face and in the throat. Release the hands and slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone last to touch. Draw the knees in towards the chest, give them a little squeeze. Supine twist. Keep the right knee hugged in, left leg extends out. Draw the right knee across the body over towards the left. Right arm extends out, shoulder height, straight, or cactus. Either gaze up or allow the chin to fall towards the right. Gently wringing out the body, rejuvenating the spine, and wringing out anything that's no longer serving you. Slowly come back in through center. Draw the knees in, give them a squeeze to rebalance, and switch it out. Left knee in, right leg extends. Supine twist. Draw the left knee over, across to the right. Left arm extends out, either gaze up or to the left. Slowing down your practice and just returning to an easy, natural breath. Really starting to let go of any lingering effort. Coming back to center, happy baby. Grab behind thighs, calves, or the outside edges of the feet. Gently rock it out side to side. Keep the low back connected to the ground so the entire length of the spine presses down. And then hug the knees in, give them a final squeeze. We'll take a breath in, and on your exhale, final Shavasana. Take up space, get heavy, feel supported, letting go of any effort, relaxing fully and completely. Any thoughts, ideas, stories, whatever's going on, just allow it to simply arise and then float on by. We'll be here for a little bit longer. I'll guide you out when it's time. Feel free to stay here for longer. Otherwise, deepen the breath. Bring movement back into the body. And when you're ready, take a full body stretch. And take your time rolling over to your favorite side. And then gently pressing up. Find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like to you. Sit tall, shoulders soft, eyes closed. We'll bring the hands into heart center for one final collective breath. Inhale, fill up. And open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Namaste, and thank you for flowing with me.